Okay, no, we're good. We're good. It's not going to matter because from my understanding, the medical director only, or medical whatever, only one person went for it, so they win by default, correct?
Yeah.
Are they good people?
Yeah, they have good intentions for the hospital and everybody, so.
Okay,
But
that's good.
this was already, there's a delay on approval, so we're still waiting, and that's why it hasn't been pushed through yet. And so yeah, but that's what we got. So if you have any suggestions or questions, just let me know.
Will do.
Yep, I think Grayson has it, and I forgot who else. But yeah, so yep, we're working on all that shit. Can you imagine Jordan working on any of this shit?
Yeah, I
Legislation,
can.
this
You know
kind.
how it would go? Every time she'd get questioned about it, I anticipate, yeah, well, work's been very busy, a lot of patients, and I couldn't get to it, but I'm going to.
Yeah, holding it down, holding it down. Jesus.
Bye,
All right,
Pixie. I
bye. Be
appreciate you.
safe.
Hmm. Hello. Hmm. Y'all, not the Nines
I think the
fans.
oh yeah, the Nines fans.
I mean, let's be honest. Everyone sees a Speedo, and that's immediately what it's being called. Give me just a moment.
Oh good.
Hello.
Hey, Rhodes.
What's up?
I just had a phone call from Springfield. Apparently, one of the marshals had some plates switched over to SAM plates or something, and they were speaking with the judge. If the judge does it correctly, it doesn't create a new profile for the vehicle. So essentially, what they're
Oh.
supposed to do is go into the vehicles tab, change the plate to what the plate is going to be, and then save it. And then they need to alter the plate on the vehicle, and then go back into the profile and select that vehicle, and it updates the system, and it won't create a new profile for it.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So
Huh. So it's
yeah,
possible it's realistically not an issue if it's being done right then. So,
yeah. The
okay.
only issue is you still can't search stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Still problematic.
yeah, and I don't know whether we're going to need VIN numbers in case people don't do that correctly or something. But yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that
But
makes
yeah,
sense.
that part of it anyway can be done on this side. It doesn't need anything to be. They just need to be able to do it the correct way. Apparently, Falcon is aware of it and is going to pass the message on, so it shouldn't be an issue moving forward with that
Got it.
stuff anyway.
Okay. All right.
I figured I'd let you know.
Uh just a heads up. I'm going to be in a meeting. I don't know for how long. Um I'm not going to say too much, but just take a look at where I am. But I'll talk to you later, Davenport. Goodbye.
Okay, no worries. See ya.
Hmm.
Hi,
Sorry
Rhodes.
about
Good to
that.
see you again.
How are you
It's
doing?
okay. I've been better.
What's going on?
I mean, I've just been running really hard. But you know how degenerate I can be sometimes.
Yep. They do be that way sometimes. Uh, are we talking out here? We're going inside.
We can go in here. It's not like it's a big private thing or anything.
Okay. What's up? Hit
And
me with it.
besides, the inside of the building has a lot of light.
Uh
Well,
huh.
the bricks have a lot of pores in them, and people can hear us from inside.
Oh,
So it's almost safer to be out here.
what about down there?
Down in the
Yeah.
driveway? Yeah, I mean, we don't have to. It's not like it's a big secret thing or anything.
Okay. All right. What's the topic of conversation?
I was gonna ask you because I'm sure you've been told by now. This whole since I transferred the other day, uh, there was a whole big drama about stuff being brought up about me. And one of those incidents was like the helicopter towing incident.
Yep.
And I mean, I spoke to Davenport and I cleared the air, right? And I guess I wanted to ask why nobody approached me about it. If it was something that was going to be held as such a big concern to bring up when I'm trying to further my career, like months down the line.
I don't think it
Because-
was a matter, to be clear, and I don't want to interrupt you, but I don't think
You're
it
fine.
was a matter of it being such a big concern as much as it was a potentially problematic thing, not a we have any kind of actual proof that anything bad occurred, but like keep on your radar.
I
To
kind of
be
understand it.
very clear, it was never intended to be we don't think Springfield is fit to be a marshal. But in saying that, like if I'm being straight up honest with you, the circumstances surrounding the situation were a little suspect.
Questionable.
Yeah, just because of, and I didn't have any context of the prior knowledge, or the prior, I guess, relation. Is that the term I'm looking for? I don't know. But straight up, this all stemmed from, I distinctly recall being on scene with the helicopter. I was going to be the one, and not that I announced this over radio, I was going to be the one that escorted tow because it was a helicopter. The thing is, I distinctly recall us being pretty much like under the pier facing north, and you were, I want to say, in a Caracara, and you were escorting tow. So I was like, okay, at this point, I'll go assist with the remainder of the pursuit or whatever was going on. And then the 13 Alpha from tow or whatever had gone off, or something had occurred. And then we were questioning where you were. And again, I had no context. So I was sitting there like, what happened? And then I think it was, I forget who, someone had mentioned that you had gone 42. And we typically regard you as like someone who sees everything through. I mean, even as you just said, you can be a bit of a degenerate. So it was concerning, not concerning, but it was like, it was off-putting that there wasn't any communication, and the timing made it even worse. If I'm being honest, like us being told that you had broken off, I think it was PD Toe, by like hookies. And then this situation occurring not too far north of where Hookies is. It wasn't like immediately close, but like not too far off. And then the timing from that to the 13, the gunshots and all that stuff occurring. Again, all of it was suspect and straight up. Had it have been any other group, it wouldn't have been like realistically an area of concern. But again, this was never the communication to Brian, which I specifically was going to do, but unfortunately it got derailed by the execution and Brian wanting to participate, because that ended up being time sensitive. He had to get approval from the justice who set forth, who can participate in the execution. I told him, I was like, Brian, I have two things to talk to you about. One is time sensitive because we were within like a 45-minute period of the execution happening. And Opal specifically had to make sure everyone was organized, everyone was dressed the same. So she would have had to communicate that if he ended up getting approval. And I was like, the other can wait. And unfortunately, I haven't caught Brian since. But I was going to be the one just to express concerns. It wasn't going to be any accusatory thing. It was going to be like, we believe that Springfield is working with these people, as much as it was like, hey, we didn't act on this. We haven't seen any follow-up in which this would have been an area of concern, but like, also just keep in mind that this did happen. again,
Where did
just
this
as
logo
a
come
keep
from?
on your radar. So that's how it was intended to be. Whether or not that got communicated to Brian as anything different, sort of beyond my control. I don't know what ended up being told to Brian.
And I get that part, right? Like, some of that stuff gets... I'm sure you know Pred gets a little heavy emphasis on things sometimes.
Wait,
My
hold
biggest...
on. How did Pred have involvement?
Pred called for a private meeting with Knight to talk about it. As in, like, this is serious business and you should really highly consider this.
Ah,
That's how it was put forward to me. That they had a private meeting between Knight and Pred to discuss it.
the only people who
But-
were ever even acutely aware of this was myself and Davenport. Myself on the basis that when I brought this up, Davenport was the one. Now, to be clear, this isn't a dig towards Davenport. Davenport was the one who had mentioned prior encounters. I believe I want to say he may have even arrested you, like maybe not with the specific people, but the general vicinity. I don't know. I don't know the exact details, but like then that's when it
Yeah,
like
and I
we
can go
were
over the details with you if it helps,
we-
but
we were
my
trying to
biggest
piece
concern-
together for clarity. We were trying to piece together like again, you're typically a very thorough person. Like you had been transporting and then you had broken off at some point and then they had gotten shot and then we found out in conversation that it ended up being a specific group. Then it dawned on Davenport that you had prior affiliation or something to that extent, and that's where the area of concern went in. But we collectively decided that this is a, you know, we're just gonna monitor and see how things are, and you know, should anything come up again at that point, you know, it's a little more than just suspect.
and I get it, right? But my biggest concern, my biggest issue with the whole thing was this occurred months ago, and like you said, you were trying to figure things out. Why did nobody ever talk to me? I didn't even know this was such a big issue.
I mean, realistically, I
could've
don't know if
cleared
it
a lot
ever
of
would
these
have
things up.
been. I don't know if it ever would have been productive. Not with
I mean,
you
you could at least have
specifically.
talked to me.
Yeah, well, I mean,
And if it weighed on y'all so heavily that y'all are bringing it up months after it occurred, obviously it means something
no,
to
no,
y'all. Even if it's just like, well, it was a little bit suspicion. If it was enough for you to bring it to my boss in my new job, then it was enough that you could have had a conversation with me when y'all were my supervisor for 8 months. You know, it's been for
I
8
don't
months,
I don't
and nobody's
know.
ever brought a single concern to me, a single complaint to me.
I don't know that I can agree. And here's why. Again, in your statement, you kind of like simultaneously said it was both such a big thing and also a small thing.
No, this
this was
to say it was just a small thing. You were saying it was just a small thing.
this
it wasn't
was
like
for
something
these-
serious, but it was serious enough that y'all brought it to my boss months after the fact without ever talking to me about it.
well, yeah. Springfield, realistically, how many opportunities would present itself under those same or similar circumstances involving that specific group?
Yeah, just ask me about it, because I have no dealings with Hades. I talked to Davenport about, like I said, I already cleared the air about a lot of this with Davenport. I was in Vespucci. I was hanging out with BBMC, and they eventually ran me out. And that was during the time when it was BBMC, Gorillas, and CG. CG disappeared out of the blue. Gorillas went fucking haywire. And BBMC eventually ran me out. And if y'all would have just asked me about that, I'm an open book. I've never lied to anybody. I mean, you were at my interview, right? I've been always open and transparent about everything. If you just ask.
Well,
The words about the truck driver concern me, because I didn't make it to Hookies, and I didn't tail him, and I was told, and when I asked, hey, do we need to escort him, and I was told, no, don't worry about it. And I was like, well, I'm kind of worried about it. And so I drove ahead of the tow truck, and I stopped just south of Route 68 and pulled up on the hill, just off-road, to watch him. And I kind of had some, little demons in my head that were telling me, that were trying to corner my attention. and so I was kind of half paying attention. When he passed by, I waited for a little bit longer to make sure he wasn't being tailed. Didn't see any other cars, and I had to emergency 42 for other reasons. I literally fell asleep in a bush.
Fair enough. And like I already said, had it have been any other group, wouldn't have batted an eye. And again, we didn't even think that it was sort of any concern aside from, should something like this happen in the future, definitely be a bit more of a problem. But until then, again, it was for the sole purpose of, sort of just putting it on Brian's radar, because should anything like that happen again, worth keeping an eye on. But I mean, with the additional context, I mean, I can't verify any of that. I don't know that anyone could, but
the only thing I had a question on was, didn't I literally call you and we sat there theory crafting how to tow this thing? Like, we were trying to argue how to do this. I wasn't arguing against it. I was fighting with you.
Oh no, 100%.
And we should do it.
Oh yeah, and the reality is that helicopter wasn't going anywhere. I ran that thing out of fuel so much so that the blades wouldn't spin a fucking millimeter. So
Yeah,
that thing wasn't moving by any means other than tow truck at all. Wouldn't matter who was doing what.
Yeah, I guess I was just right there with you, doing everything we could, doing all the theory crafting, trying to make sure it was legitimate that we could impound it. Like, I was arguing with you, like, or arguing, not arguing, but working with you to do everything we could to get the thing impounded.
I agree.
Why would I then turn around and...
Well, I mean,
betray y'all to get it stolen
Springfield, let's be smart about that.
What?
If anyone wants any kind of plausible deniability in a situation, and I'm not saying that that's what happened in this case, they're going to do exactly what people are going to expect someone to not do in these situations. Why would I do this if I did this to assist this person? That's exactly what someone would do if they want to build themselves a believable story. And to be clear, I'm saying that just in general, not specific to this case.
I guess then it's like, then if that kind of mentality, literally everything needs to be questioned all the time. How are we going to get anything ever done?
No. Again, this was at such a small scale that nothing happened. And the reason nothing happened, and realistically nothing should happen, was because there was never anything beyond that. If the next argument is, well, my boss was told, again, number one, I can't control how Pred approached the situation. If he did in any sort of like super aggressive, like this person is corrupt, I think it'd be fairly silly to sort of pull that argument when you were in the department, because that's simultaneously a failure on our end, right? Like that would be absurd. Like we can't sit here and argue that someone is bad solely because like the only thing that's changed from now until then is they've transferred departments. Like that's not at all what that was intended to be. If Pred blew it out of the fucking water and made it something way bigger than it needed to be, number one, that shouldn't have happened. But again, more importantly, it was for the sole purpose, because I was the one that was supposed to speak to Brian. It was for the sole purpose of just being like, hey, just want you to have a heads up. Ages ago, and I don't have the full context, it was Davenport. Springfield had been involved. We didn't ever state Hades. We just knew it was specific to Vespucci at the time, which obviously now Hades is, they've taken over.
Yeah, now.
But again, that's the context that we had, and then the story of you breaking off from the tow truck driver, you breaking off at Hookies, made it even more suspect, because think about this. I don't know if you ever saw where the Alpha went off, but it was around, it was like right before, oh gosh, how do I explain it? It was after the S-bend, it was after the bridge, and then like in the little curvy bits right after that. If you had broken
right after,
pretty much, yeah. If you had broken off at Hookies and you had to go 42 and you went south on Great Ocean, there's no way you wouldn't have seen vehicles full sending northbound, right? Like,
Right.
and so all of that played into like, okay, this is sus, and we dealt with the situation. You know, we knew that it was Hades, but the confirmation that it was Hades, and then Davenport knowing you had gotten arrested in Vespucci, they now reside in Vespucci. Then you went 42. Like, all of that was obviously no one knew that you had to like emergency 42 or whatever, but it doesn't matter.
Right.
All of that played into the like, okay, we're gonna have this on our radar. It's not that we don't trust you. It's very much so this could be absolutely nothing, and we're just gonna monitor moving forward.
Yeah.
So I apologize if Pred, I mean, I'm not going to really, I shouldn't apologize on his behalf, and Pred's never going to apologize, but I can assure you it was never the intent to like make you look bad in front of your new boss in the slightest.
I appreciate that. I can understand that it sounds like things got blown way out of proportion for what y'all's intent was.
It seems like it. It certainly seems like it. Because that was... it's a shame that I wasn't able to speak to Brian myself is kind of the long story short here, because I'm not a blow out of proportion kind of guy. Now, do I know that Pred said anything crazy? No, but I also know the kind of person that Pred is, as do most people, as does Brian. So I don't really know how much that contributed to this seemingly being blown out of proportion. Like, I don't know if it was Brian that blew it out of proportion. Brian, based on what Pred said, I don't know.
Knowing how both Pred and Brian are, we may never know the honest truth. Considering it was a private conversation between the two of them, we'll never know.
Yeah, it's I think the crazy part is like all of it over a helicopter that was gonna get like a stupid cheap impound fee. Like in that situation, to be clear. And then I don't know if you're aware of this, but Davenport ended up speaking with the owner of the helicopter. Ended up speaking to Reggie, who's obviously, you know, part of Hades, and it was never intended for anyone to have gotten hurt in that situation. But apparently, the person who, or the tow truck driver, I don't know if he gave attitude, didn't want to stop, whatever the situation was, is what resulted in them escalating. And not that that's any excuse, but funnily enough, that tow truck driver ended up, or was applying to PD, and didn't get an interview specifically because of their behavior in multiple situations.
Yeah, that reminds me now. That happened a lot of times with that tow truck driver, didn't it?
Well, here's the thing. It was actually 2 tow truck drivers.
Oh.
Wait, no, I lied. One, no, not 2 tow truck drivers. 1 tow truck driver, 1 PD hopeful, where they were the hostage. I can actually run you through that one super quick. Bjorn was at the Maze Bank on Bay City, right? Alarm goes off. He goes to the back. He sees a vehicle turn in the corner that was pink. He's communicating on radio in front of the hostage and goes, yeah, I think I saw a pink vehicle that may have been involved. And the hostage, with a gun to them, PD applicant says, yeah, they were involved.
Oh, no.
And these are people that like put forth a good amount of effort into sort of like trying to stand out, whether that be showing up to PD, trying to get ride-alongs in a not annoying way, doing PD tow, stuff like that, right? And so they were going to be at the top of my interview list. And then they all fell short by doing really dumb, unnecessary things. It goes even further than that, but you know, also hearing that this was like a misstatement in regards to like your involvement. It's possible he only looked back at Hookies, realized you were gone, or maybe they're just not good with, you know, location, and the last time they saw you was way south of Hookies at the fucking 68.
It's crazy because I wasn't tailing them. I drove ahead and I waited, parked up on the hill. I remember specifically driving up on the hill.
I might have,
you know, you
that might
can't
be a
drive up on the hill
misstatement
at
on my end.
Hookies.
I don't know if the report.
Because I figured if I saw them go past before Route 68 and nobody was following them, they were probably going to be fine. And the only reason I did that was because
I'll
I was
give you the
told
statement.
don't bother escorting them.
Mr. Rain was tasked with transporting suspect vehicle to Polito impound lot. He was being escorted by Officer Springfield at the time. However, Springfield had to detach suddenly around the Hookie's diner. Rain noticed three vehicles approaching him. They asked him if he was PD tow, to which he answered truthfully. They then boxed his tow truck off to the side of the road and demanded he unhitch the helicopter. They pulled out weapons, Class 2s. They were all wearing masks and dark clothing. Mr. Rain obliged by unhitching the helicopter. They became restless and anxious, so they decided to shoot Mr. Rain before taking off. According to Rain, something got them concerned, resulting in their immediate exit. So that's the statement. And so, like, again, even his statement regarding the Hookies thing, regarding the three vehicles, like, we all know and can fucking spot a convoy from a mile away. So when we hear those things, obviously suspect, but yeah. It seems as though this was blown way out of proportion. This was a keep on your radar, because realistically it could be absolutely fucking nothing. And it seems as though, like, was this pushed in a way to where someone wanted action taken, or like prevent you from getting hired?
That's what it came across as. But also, I mean, look at it from my point of view. Like, I literally just transferred after working my ass off for 8 months working for LSPD. And then all of a sudden, the day I get transferred, people are already complaining to my boss about stuff that happened months ago. And it was like, it felt like such a personal attack.
Yeah, it certainly wasn't intended to be, but I mean, I can't control how Pred is going to take. It had to have been what Davenport stated, because realistically, this was primarily between myself and Davenport. Just like spitballing, you know, the potential. And when I say potential, let's argue it's a spectrum on a scale of 1 to fucking 10. This was like a 1.5, purely on the basis of, again, potential prior relations, and then the statement, which is entirely wrong based upon what you're stating. But again, we didn't feel it actionable, because at the end of the day, like, you genuinely could have 42'd. Now, to be fair, in a normal circumstance, we did see the 311 regarding you going 42. But there wasn't anything regarding, and you are very thorough, there wasn't anything regarding like breaking off of the tow related stuff or anything to that extent. And we're typically, if we are escorting tow, we typically do so, you know, in its entirety. And unless there's like a concurrent call, but as you stated, you know, you were dealing with stuff. It is what it is.
Well, that's the thing too, is I wasn't really escorting him. I was told don't bother escorting him. And I was like, I don't feel comfortable with that. And that's why I drove ahead, just to make sure he was safe, to make sure he went past.
Just to clarify, did you have a conversation with Davenport? Well, you had one, but like, did you also state? Did you also state what you know, what you were actually doing in that situation, or was it not regarding that at all?
In the heli one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went over it all with him.
And you mentioned the whole waiting at 68 on the hillside.
Yeah.
That is such a stark difference from what the fucking tow guy said.
Yeah, I
It's
never
crazy.
actually, I never went back and read the tow person's statement. I would have contested that immediately and brought that to the attention to me like, hey, that's wrong.
Well, I mean, his action there, alongside something that actually happened prior to that, was the reason he didn't even end up getting an interview for PD. Which sounds like we made the correct choice, considering his statement was so fucking wrong, and we would then have to trust that that person is going to be writing shit accurately.
Oh, they could track the helicopter. I was like,
yes.
I was just thinking, like, if I was south of Route 68 on the hill, and I waited and made sure he wasn't being tailed, how did they know he was going to Polito? They were.
Yeah, they 100% tracked the helicopter. 100%.
Gotcha.
Which, but again, like him saying you broke off abruptly by hookies, is crazy because that is, I've already said, a stark difference. But we're not even talking about like, oh, maybe there's a misunderstanding. Maybe he looked back. He wouldn't have
Those are
seen you
two
at all. You
wildly
would have been
different
on the hill
locations.
if you went ahead.
Yeah, and I remember specifically driving up
Yeah,
on
thank
the
you for the tier
hill
2 for 57
have
months. I appreciate it.
oversight,
You're talking
and
about like right south
I'm
of the
sure
gas
you know
station, like across from the street, south of the Great Ocean 68.
yeah,
Got it.
you can drive up on the hill there.
Yep.
Like it's a little bit more, but up there by Hookies, you're not driving on the hill up there. It's way too steep.
Yeah, it is very steep. That is crazy. But I mean, his statement heavily played into like the reason it was even partially suspect for us. Going all the way to Hookies and then turning around, going to Mission Row with no communication, 42 and that all, like that be it. And that's all we had. But under normal circumstances, you know, if someone has to 42, it is what it is. Like no one's going to hold that against anyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I'm not gonna lie, I'd really love to sit Pred and Knight in a room and figure out how it got to this fucking point, because it's a toss up
That would
as
be a
to
nightmare.
who played the situation to be way worse than it actually
They're both
was.
stubborn drama queens. We will not get an answer. It will just be a TV show.
Yeah, well, for what it's worth, Springfield, I do trust you. I wouldn't second guess what you're doing. Hopefully that puts into perspective like how sort of small this was like mentally categorized as. It's not like anything was written up or anything to that extent.
Yeah, I guess it was that on top of the other complaint about me doing my job, and I got really fussy.
What happened?
It was the complaints went in at the same time that I was. Davenport had voiced to Pred as well that he thought it was suspicious that I was in the evidence locker room at MRPD for like an hour and a half. And again, nobody approached me about it. Just be like, hey, what you up to? You must be working on something hard. Because I'm a yapper. I love talking about my work.
Mm-hmm.
And if they would have just asked, and another marshal was working on it with me later on. The reason I was in there is because I came, after I cleaned up my locker to move everything here, I came back, and there was a casing on the ground and a projectile in that sign. And I documented and collected them, and the casing returned to a martial revolver. And when I ran the striation pattern, it was not registered.
Oh my gosh, I have a question. Unrelated, semi-related. In our... oh gosh. Revolvers are out on the street, right?
Yeah, the double actions.
Yeah. Are those... in our gun database? Are those...
Yes.
Are they
Yes,
different
we
or are they
actually
the
had a-
same?
No, they're different.
Oh,
So
thank
we had a
God.
shooting yesterday.
Okay.
You remember 1515, right? Report number
Yes.
1515?
Yeah, that's the one I'm referring to.
Gotcha. Yeah, I actually used it yesterday. So I spent like 4 hours collecting evidence from a huge shooting. I was at the marshal office on ATC the whole time because there was a helicopter involved,
Mm-hmm.
and all of county patrol officers were incapacitated by gunfire. And so we escorted EMS in and collected evidence and found that there was a musket and a double action revolver involved in this.
Got it. Okay. So I do see the double action.
And it is a different casing from the revolver, from the martial revolver.
Oh, good. Okay.
The class is the same, but the casing is different.
Yeah. No, class is fine. I was just, my concern was, please tell me we're going to be able to determine this.
Yeah.
All right. So we're good.
No,
we're good on that front.
The martial revolver thing, it turned into a huge rabbit hole, because when I ran similar casings with similar striations, it returned to a prison break event where a lifer had that gun. And I was like, why did a lifer get caught with this gun and it's not in evidence? Because it was never entered into evidence. And it turned into a whole bunch of fumbles on PD's fault. Well, not county PD, but like the police department as a whole,
Yeah.
marshals, PD, nobody documenting things correctly. And I went down this crazy rabbit hole trying to trace this back.
Oh, actually, you know what? I have a question that you may have an answer to if you have looked at 1515. From my understanding, let me find it. Oh wait, I don't see it there anymore.
What are you looking for?
The Glockatron
Oh,
previously was a class 1, and from my understanding is now a full auto, which would make it
yeah,
a class
it's
2.
been reclassified as a class 2.
Has it?
Yeah.
Well, not reclassified, but like,
Only when
has
it's-
anything changed in our casings regarding them?
No, the casings are the same.
And like, we have confirmed that as of like recent.
Yeah, I collected recent casings and compared them to old casings,
That's so.
like from a year ago.
So like the casing related, none of that has changed at all, despite the fact that that's so weird.
Yeah, I mean, I can double check it again, but when I checked it like
Wait, is it? What's it even
a couple weeks
titled
ago, 'cause
under
I had a
here?
Glockatron. It should just be Glock. Glock 19. Where is it? Did they move it?
Am I blind?
No, you're not blind. It's not here. I'm gonna go back and figure out who changed that. Because it 100% was in here.
And it was
still listed under pistol.
It was under Glock. Okay, Ventura made a change. Muir.
I'm looking into the changes too.
I'm just gonna go like further back.
Okay, am I actually crazy?
There's
It
no way
was
we don't.
there.
There's no way we don't have anything for that, unless it's just categorized differently. Like, what if it's named something not Glockatron? I've always heard it as a Glockatron, but like,
It's a Glock 19.
I don't see
But
anything
I'm not
with
seeing Glock
19
here. Like I'm even
in
scrolling back,
any
and I'm
of
not finding
these.
Glock 19. God
Well,
damn it! I'm gonna have to go. I swear, I've
we
seen
we
a
can
Glock
check
19 in
we
here
can
before.
check evidence. Glock. Whoops.
Weapon. Search.
Okay, Glockatron. Found DNA extended mags. Arnold Carl. How far goes this? Oh my gosh, very far.
Let's see. Incident number 14881. Weapon. This evidence. It goes in as GC19X. Is what evidence tags recognize it as.
Okay, so there's
most recent one
this.
will be incident number 19931.
Oh, street race. Into. Okay.
Combat. Oh, wait. 24D1. 24. Alright, so it didn't get broken down. So there's Bell, Caesar, Jack, Ely. So it was Rex's. Rex, Pace, Possessions. There it is. No attachments though, so it wasn't a Glockatron. Alright, let Let me see if I can find an actual Glockatron. Because
Um.
that one had no attachments, so it shouldn't be a Glockatron.
Wait.
33C.
So. Oh gosh, that's gonna get even more confusing.
Oh, you're telling me.
C99.
Incident number 19920. Oh, that one just has a laser and a silencer. God damn it.
What attachment are we looking for specifically?
It should be. Oh,
Because
God,
like
I've
it's gonna
literally
sound
never
crazy,
handled
but
one.
what if these are by default? Like, I mean, it doesn't make sense,
they
but
now?
like, I don't know. That's my concern. I
Wanna
think
get
we
one
just
and
need to
try it?
pull these shits out of fucking evidence and give it a try. Because we
Let's go
need to
take a look.
both categorize that shit on the thing and make sure it all lines up.
Yeah. 19931. Let's go see this. Oh, whoops. Okay.
I made it in.
Come on. It works.
Hmm.
Does
Wait,
it have ammo?
is that an extendo?
It has ammo. Yeah, it has an extendo.
Okay.
So this is not the full Glockatron. This is just a regular Glock.
It looks
'Cause the
like
full
it, very much
Glockatron,
so. It's
you hold
got
it with two.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe you're right. We need to fire this one anyways for the casing.
Yeah. Let's not do it in here. I don't have proper ventilation. We used to do it in there, but there's no ventilation. And it's horrible. Then we're just going to shoot through the windows.
Because I'm really curious to see if this has just been out of our thing or if it's categorized differently. Hey, Springfield, this is a random question. Did you shoot all the way here?
Yeah,
Or
shot that in.
I definitely don't see a bullet hole on this, like, 3 squares up, 1 to the right. Like, 2
I
to the right,
definitely shot the
technically?
end.
Yeah, no, I saw that. I see it. I do. All right, let
I
me
give you the
take a
casing.
look.
It is 2018. Last floor?
Let's take a look.
Tampered firearm. Why did they rename it to tampered firearm?
Ah?
It's labeled as tampered firearm in pistols. It's like the second one. The second red one in pistols.
Why?
I don't know. But that's it. 1521 33 2018.
Why in the world? Okay. I think we need to find a full Glockatron and do the
This might take
exact
a
same
while.
thing.
Returning this one. Alright, find me another one. I guess we'll just go through until we find one, right?
Pretty much.
19920. This is just a silencer. Oh, God damn it.
I'm gonna be real. I don't know if we're gonna find 17579.
Don't give up. We've only just started. 19874. Look, I am the kind of
Oh,
girl
hold
that
on,
will
hold
sit here
on.
for
So
hours and do it.
I found something that was labeled a Glockatron, and it's got a grip, a body, and a scope.
That's the one. Yeah, that's it.
So it needs the body or the
Yeah,
grip or
and
both.
the grip. Both.
Okay.
Because it's like extra attachments that go around it.
What about the scope?
I mean, that doesn't make it the
Let me
Glockatron, but that
find.
helps.
Well, actually, hold on. We might be able. There might be casings for this. One moment. Now we might
Oh, yeah,
not.
if they ran it.
Let's
What's
see.
the number?
17579. Glockatron 3 attachments. Hot. They did run it. Please be in evidence.
F52.
17579.
You know they likely did it and then discarded it.
My hope. Oh, it's gonna be in one of these fucking evidence things.
Ooh. What did I say? F52?
Yeah, F52.
Found one. It is 7499313334
For the
for
shell.
the casing. Here, I'll pull it out so you can see it. I just gave it to you.
That's different.
Oh no.
That is actually different. Right? Because look at these. The one that you just did. Here, I'm gonna.
It's 74993133.
We're gonna just compare these side by side. Look at that.
Oh god. I was wrong. I wonder what I saw. Even the class is different.
Yeah.
It's a 6503 class versus
Which
a 66203.
you said 6503.
6503 versus a 66203. So it is
6503. I mean,
reclassified
it's
as a
still.
submachine gun.
Oh, jeez.
And the casing is not in here.
Yeah, we need to.
It is a 1334.
We definitely need to adjust that,
Yep.
because even though the base gun is a class 1 with those attachments, it is certainly a class 2.
Yeah.
Is that red color in the report just one of the like free
Yeah.
colors you can select? Okay. I was gonna say you and I are different people. I would have copied the like M and micro and then continued to have the color, and then I would have just deleted the M so I wouldn't mismatch it. Okay, and then we can definitely relabel that tampered firearm. So let's just double check and make sure it is identical and not just very similar.
This makes me want to go back and dig through other ones and make sure
It is
that
identical.
there's not like
I don't
what
know if we've
makes it
run
like that?
into any other weapon that can both be a class 1 and class 2 depending on attachments.
Yeah, because that's actually crazy. You know what? That really, I really want to find one and get the attachments and literally just like take off each attachment one by one and test it and see what makes it change.
We can't even hold those guns in our hand, right?
No, because they're broken.
Fuck. Because that's the last incident reference. Cause I just searched Glockatron instead of like GC19X because the likelihood that we're gonna run into that anytime soon pretty slim.
Right. Mark II
Um,
pistols are the new hotness.
and that is Glockatron. Nope. Evidence Glockatron, extended mag in Glockatron. 21020. That was even way further back. Hmm. Hello.
Sorry, I left the door
Hello.
open. We're doing science.
You're good.
You see, this is why I end up spending hours at evidence
Yeah.
lockers.
Definitely understandable. Wait, is it Glockatron that way? 'Cause I spelt it with an A.
Oh, is it? I have no idea. 'cause it's
I
not
don't
like
actually
it's not like
know.
it's an
I don't
official-
know. Or do we just label
think
it
somebody
a
just-
GC19X with
with attachments.
I mean, attachments?
It's a street name, right? Like Glockatron's just a street name. I think
True.
somebody just called it that once and it just stuck. I don't think that's like any official reporting by the manufacturer or anything.
I will say, oh wait, 923. What is this? Tuck on Deagle, Glock 19. Wait, stand by. Wait, I think we already checked
Standing
this
by?
locker. 19243. Oh wait, we got it. We got one usable.
Oh.
It's got a scope, a body, a laser sight, a silencer, and a grip.
Oh my god.
Uh,
Whip it
if you,
out.
here, I'll have you grab it. 19243. Let's do this.
Is it within statute?
Oh fuck! By a few days. Hold on.
I mean, we can document it and still do it. We just
I
have to create a chain of evidence.
I will throw in
chain
the
of custody.
report. Yeah. So that was. Hold on. Let's just verify. Raul Chaz. Chaz pled guilty, and apparently that was his gun. But let me double check. Chaz Glock 19. I don't think there were any other Glock 19s. So, and he was charged with a tampered firearm, 11 components and attachments. I'm assuming he had all of those
Extendos?
attachments plus extendos would be my assumption. Ben's pled guilty. So yeah, if that was Chaz's, 1, 2, 3, 4 people arrested, 4 people hot guns listed. So we are good. I'll document that we pulled it out and tested it.
You gonna make a new report or just add it to that one?
I'm just gonna add it and timestamp at the end.
Okay.
Oh my god, I can't even click my damn thing. That's fine. Oh my god.
We'll have to go to Mission Rota to mess with it because we don't have a workbench here.
Oh, you're right.
Just marshal things. Have you seen we have an unofficial patrol uniform now?
I did not.
Not that anyone's going to be patrolling. They're going to set up like a patrol certification before people are allowed to patrol
That's
from this
good.
current.
Because from my
batch.
understanding, one of the concerns was the training of marshals
Yes,
and
extremely highly concerning.
yeah.
We let go a lot of marshals. Now, whenever they hired me, they offered to bring me in at a high rank, and I volunteered to come in as a rookie, so I can stress test the hiring process. I'll like just consider it like a fast track, but we'll streamline it or stress test it to see what we need to change. Like one of the first things we changed already on my recommendation was rookies should not be able to see high command reports or even command reports really.
Actually, I wonder if there are. Well, actually, fuck it. It doesn't matter. Here we go. Let me just verify 4 weapons. In evidence is the only. Oh my god. Oh, they even originally documented the condition that that one specifically was in the original report. Though
Nice.
I'm
should document the
very
current
okay.
condition.
Wait, hold on.
What's
What
wrong?
happened here? Look at the report. 19243. Look at the photo of Glock in Chaz Diaz's possession.
Glock in Chaz, is it 268?
It ends in 327. Yep. And then look at the last photo. Why?
Picture of weapon on Chaz Diaz's person.
Yeah, but look, it's a little more worn. Am I crazy?
No, look at the evidence number.
Why are those so spread apart?
Like this was taken a long time apart.
Yeah, why?
It's like 10,000 evidence numbers. Because it's 26.
Why?
268,327 versus 272,113.
For why?
Was he in ICU for a long time? And they just forgot to get it off him?
Well, no, because that original photo's there. I'm trying to. The only thing. No.
That's what I'm saying is like, did he go into ICU?
That
and they
photo
just forgot
was.
to seize the gun off of him? And he got out of ICU and they took it?
No, there's no way. Okay. I don't know. Something's off there. Don't quite know what it is, but ultimately, I'm going to write that we are pulling it out of evidence for the sake of testing for our database.
Okay.
I just document all of the attachments.
That is really weird that it's on his possessions again. And it's like an 8% difference. So it was very clearly taken a long time apart. It is currently at probably about 21% remaining. I'm gonna pull it out real quick just to check to see how many bullets are in it. Or not.
What do you mean?
Oh my god, I had issues. I couldn't get out of my pocket.
All right, so I wrote both Rhodes and Springfield are referencing old reports to determine if both the Glockatron, and that's in the quotes, and the normal GC19X are categorized the same. Upon looking for any GC19X with the appropriate attachments, Rhodes was able to locate the GC19X that had a scope, body, laser sight, silencer, and grip. The intent behind this testing is to determine which attachments are required to return a normal GC19X into a GC19X that becomes full auto, often referred to as a Glockatron. And then I will timestamp when it is returned.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take it out. And I've already taken a picture of it inside the evidence logger at 21%. There is an extended magazine with 31 rounds.
Oh, perfect.
Shall we go
All right,
to
off to
Mission
Mission Row. Yes.
Row? Hell yeah.
I think it's crazy that we've run into